Ladies and gentlemen, the Quinn Hughes sacrifice has officially been completed. Zeev Buium, Liam Ogren, and Marco Rossi, the three NHL players the Vancouver Canucks were able to acquire in the Quinn Hughes trade, have combined for an overtime winner against the Anaheim Ducks, giving the Vancouver Canucks back-to-back wins on the road. Now, they were all on the ice for the OT winner. I'm not necessarily too sure if they're all going to get points on it, but still, they were there. How crazy is that? John Shorthouse went out there and mentioned it on the broadcast today. But the Vancouver Canucks, for as bad as they have been this season, for as few wins as they have and as few points as they have been able to accomplish throughout the course of the year, despite all these factors, the fact is, the Vancouver Canucks are actually a pretty decent team when it comes to these back-to-back scenarios. You have games where the Canucks head into back-to-backs, and they actually have a pretty decent record. And then on games where they end up playing on the second half, they also play pretty well. It's a very strange dichotomy of success or lack thereof on regularly scheduled games and success on the back-to-backs. So Vancouver, they won yesterday against the San Jose Sharks. Big shout out over to Kevin Lankin in the shootout. And then they won today against Lukas Dostal and the Anaheim Ducks, 4-3 in extra time. By the way, if you're wondering why this video is coming out so late, the fact is, this Anaheim Canucks game started pretty early, and I myself had my own beer league hockey game. We're in the finals, people, of our non-contact league. And my finals game, game one, started at 8:30. So I was literally able to watch this Canucks game up until Marco Rossi got the game winner in overtime. But then I had to yeet off to the arena to play my own game. We lost, by the way. I blocked a shot right above my knee pad and under the lining of where my pants starts. So I'm really feeling the sting on my right leg over here. Either way, I was able to watch this game, but the post-game video is coming a little bit later. I think that's okay, right? We can just have a chill night. My voice is a little bit gone because there was some rough stuff in my own beer league game, and there was a little bit of yelling here and there, so I apologize if my voice isn't as pristine or polished as it usually is. However, this Ducks and Canucks game brought some pretty big drama to the centerfold. Starting things out in the first period, you had yourselves Cutter Gauthier scoring his 39th goal on the season just as Anaheim's power play is expiring. The puck finds itself onto the pads of Tolopilo. It gets chopped out in front to the backside by Chris Kreider, and Gauthier walks right in. He's got an open net to shoot at. He fires it. He scores. It's 1-0 Anaheim 3 minutes and 41 seconds in. Give it 7 minutes, though, and we have a number of firsts to pay attention to, as Curtis Douglas ends up getting his first National Hockey League goal on a rebound off of Lukas Dostal. It's Kirill Kudryavtsev, who is in his first NHL game this season. He played 2 games last season. He's in his first game this season. He throws the puck towards the goal. It gets tipped by Aatu Ratu on the way through, and then the puck is right there in the blue paint. Dostal is out of his crease. Douglas, the big man, Vancouver's newest tree of a hockey player, the waiver wire pickup from Tampa Bay a few weeks ago, ends up getting the game-tying marker. He was super excited, super hyped up, in the goal celebration, he had Ty Mueller all over him, and it's like, oh man, there's a literal foot in difference in height there between those two players. But Curtis Douglas is a big dude. He finally scores his very first National Hockey League goal after being in and out of the Tampa Bay lineup over the past few years. Jake DeBrusk then gives the Vancouver Canucks the go-ahead goal, his 21st on the season, once again on the power play. As if there was any doubt Jake DeBrusk was going to score a goal that was on the 5-on-4. It's Marco Rossi who gets the pass from Filip Hronek. He walks in with a shot, and DeBrusk right in front gets the tip. It's a beautiful little goal there. It deflects off the backhand stick blade of Jake DeBrusk and by Dostal. Really great precision. I don't even know if Jake DeBrusk was trying to do that, but it just worked. And it's 2-1 Vancouver at the end of the first period. That first period, by the way, filled with some fisticuffs. Teddy Bluger, he got a cross-checking call on Radko Gudas, also ended up defending himself 10 minutes later as Bluger and Gudas dropped the gloves. You also had Curtis Douglas, the big man who had scored his first NHL goal, fighting versus Jeffrey Viel, so some pretty big matchups going on here in Anaheim, big heavyweight bouts. Second period sees no goals, second period sees no penalties. And early in the third, we see Drew O'Connor throwing the puck over the glass. Vancouver probably should have been on the power play because of a missed call earlier in that sequence, but Drew O'Connor ends up getting a penalty for throwing it over. And whilst on the shorthanded unit, Vancouver scores. It's Brock Boeser who gets, what is his second or third shorthanded goal of his career. He blocks a John Carlsson shot at the point and inevitably gets himself a breakaway. Carlsson is hard on Boeser's back, but Boeser skates, he finds himself some open space, cuts backhand, cuts forehand, and fires it upstairs on Lukas Dostal, extending the Vancouver lead to 3-1. But then give it about 30 seconds and Cutter Gauthier, that guy that we had been speaking about. Same power play sequence, puck goes back over to Jackson Lacombe. He throws it over to Gauthier, and then he does the Nikita Kucherov one-timer. He beats Nikita Tolopilo from distance. That's his 40th goal on the season. Man, you talk about a guy who asked out of Philadelphia, who didn't want to be a top prospect for that organization, to go over to a new team and just dominate in that way. The guy had 20 goals last year, and now he's doubled that and given it to the next person with 40. Give it a few minutes after that, and Leo Carlsson quickly ties the game up and makes it 3-3. He picks up a rebound on Nikita Tolopilo and is able to bury it on the backhand. Chris Kreider in the crease, trying to get that initial shot to go through. Stopped up, but the rebound was placed in front of Tolo. Carlsson's so good, man. And he ties this game up 3-3. Over to OT we go, where the Vancouver Canucks and the Anaheim Ducks are trading chances. You see Chris Kreider taking a 2-minute slashing call on Drew O'Connor, which gives the Vancouver Canucks the man advantage to end off the overtime period. First unit, unfortunately, is not able to do much. Elias Pettersson had some cool dangles. He waltzed around the diving defenseman before sending it back up to the top of the slot area for the trailer. I think it was Phil Hronek, but it doesn't go. But inevitably, it's that second unit that is able to bury it in the final 9 seconds of regulation. Or I guess we could say part of the second unit. Brock Boeser and Marco Rossi both stayed out, and breaking into the zone in the final few seconds of OT, Ogren goes back over to Rossi. He finds Buium, who takes a shot. It's deflected by Dostal into the corner. It goes back over to Buium, either by Brock Boeser's hand or by the sweeping stick of the Anaheim defender. Buium goes over to Rossi. Back to Buium to Rossi, the shot, and it's a goal, a 1T on the right side. Liam Ogren may not actually get an assist on this one, depending on how they rule it, but hey, he did touch the puck. Multiple puck touches before the puck found itself in the back of the net, so Rossi from Buium officially. Who knows if the second assist goes to Brock Boeser or Liam Ogren. Either way, the Quinn Hughes prophecy has been fulfilled in overtime. Vancouver, Anaheim. The Canucks with the big back-to-back victory. Multiple games going to extra time here against the Sharks and the Ducks, and they walk away with 2 points in both of them. Hey, they've already clinched last place. Why not go out there and just have some fun? Find yourselves a way to get some points and to pad your stats a little bit. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks beating the Anaheim Ducks. I hope you enjoyed this video 9, and Bye.